I was thinking about this morning. I was watching the news, and the Ukraine keeps doing these things with Russia. Keeps meeting with them. Talks. It seems sort of pointless. It just seems like they're not gonna move away from Kyiv. And that's the talk. It's all just BS. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you a corridor, and then they start bombing the civilians. They can't be trusted. I mean, seriously. What was it that the Ukrainians were told at the meeting? Don't drink anything, don't touch anything. Why do you think that is? They just don't. They have. It's hard to say somebody would have scruples in war, but there's always been sort of rules of engagement. Back in the day, 1776, they would line up and go at each other, and then the Americans are like, let's not do that. Let's not, we'll just shoot them from behind a tree, pick them off one at a time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's always, it's always rules of engagement are changing. But, I mean, if you're saying there's a truce and then there's not really a truce, that's a bad sign you can't trust them. That's the way I see it. I think about the Skripal family in the UK that somebody actually came into the UK and poisoned this guy with Novichok, which is something only the Russians make. So they're going into, he was living in the Ukraine at that point, or in the UK, but Putin wanted to get revenge. He's got a long arm. That's what he's saying. Like, you screw me. So I just, I know that at some point there has to be a conversation, but I don't think Putin's gonna back down. And really, why should the Ukraine give him anything? And think about the people in Crimea that don't want to be part of Russia, or what is it, Donbass, or whatever that other area is, or any of those towns. They don't want to be, so Russia just needs to go. They do. They need to leave the Ukraine totally. That's probably not going to happen unless something happens to Putin. Somebody tells him, hey, you got to step down, or I'm sure he's paranoid at this point because he knows that there's people. I heard somebody saying that they believe that 80% of the Russians are behind Putin. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think it'd be getting leaked out about how many people are dying. Maybe it's true. Does the war really have to get a lot nastier? I certainly hope not. What a bummer. Why do you have to do this? Why does anybody have to do this war thing? You don't have enough. You can't just leave somebody alone. There's all this, problems in the world of just suspicion, people worrying about what somebody else's religion is, which don't get me started on that. I'm just all of them seem it's what? Why do you think that? Or why are you believing, oh, look at them here. Why would you believe that? invading somebody's country, it's like on a grand scale, it's like just armed robbery, like walking up to somebody, oh, that crow has something really big in its beak. What was that? It's like armed robbery, like you're just walking up to somebody with a gun, shooting them and taking their wallet on a large scale. It's really screwed up. There's no way to like really rationalize it, especially when you're talking about a country that doesn't have free press. Like if you're using as one of your weapons, you're telling people lies. You control what's being said. That's not good. I mean, you could say, well, that sort of happens in this country, which is true. But, you know, we do have this one news agency, a couple of them, that repeat what is said, don't fact check. It's not really about facts. But then if you take the majority of the news reports and you look at the totality of all those, and all of them are sort of saying one thing, you're probably going to go with, it's free. They're free to say what they want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's this and this saying one thing, and the person is saying all the other ones that are saying this over here is a lie, it's fake. Well, I'll believe this one then, because the majority of the news agencies have a similar type of thing. And if you have a news agency that won't retract, that's a bad sign too. So you always see this in reputable news sources, like if they get it wrong, they'll retract, they'll write a retraction. The New York Times. So there is a lot of fact checking before they put it out. But if it's more about like opinion, you don't really have to fact check anything because it's opinion. So there are news agencies that are actually based on facts. This is how it is. So if you live in a country where there's one news agency and the government is giving the news out to them, that's a real bad sign. That's Russia, that's China. That's not good. That's sort of one of the things that keeps our democracy in check, is that we have free press. You know, it's a country that's controlling what's being said. And look at Russia, it's like making it so that you cannot have a VPN in Russia. You can't. Then you have YouTube channels that are saying, this is the I have a VPN and this is the one that I use. Whoa, wait a minute. All right, comrade. You cannot have a VPN in Russia, and if you do, you certainly aren't going to be announcing it. So that looks really, really obvious to me. But to somebody that really doesn't watch the news or care that much, they're like, oh, well, they got a VPN. Like, they're not, see what I'm saying? Like, it's all like this, like, propaganda. There's this one channel that's real slick, 1420. It's putting out videos every day, and it's clearly propaganda. He's one of them that says that, like, he has a VPN. I've heard all of them mention that, which, sorry, that makes it like she's just basically telling anybody that knows anything that you're propaganda. That's probably one of the things that they have to say. There's probably a list of things that they have to say. So that's a real bad sign. That's not good. It's not good at all. And people watch it like they're interested in what's going on in Russia. They see like this Russian thing where somebody's saying that they have a VPN. That's propaganda. And, like George Orwell, 1984, the more, it starts sinking in. It's, it's factual. You don't know what you're talking about. Because it has a slickness to it. I wonder who's doing the editing now of all of them. Like maybe they do the video and then they send it off and it's edited so that it's done properly. Like say this in the video and then it's edited. Like the 1:14:20, like recently they were the guys interviewing people on the street, Muscovites, and he's saying some people said some crazy stuff. I don't know if they're gonna get in trouble, about the government. But see, that's propaganda because they're saying, well, you really shouldn't say this about the government, but people are. Well, yeah, some people are, but if that was true, you certainly wouldn't be doing a video with these people's faces because, and would these people really want their face on YouTube saying bad stuff about the government? But he's saying, no. It's no big deal because I got rid of the audio and we just did, subtitles. That doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't. And that government, you do a video like that, they're coming for your original footage. You're damn right. They're going to figure out who these people are using facial recognition. You think the Russian government doesn't have facial recognition? The Ukraine is using it to, for dead bodies, Russian dead bodies. There's a company in New York that's who Ukraine is using. That like they downloaded everybody's face from social media. It just starts clicking through it until it finds the face. You're on it, probably. I'm on it. It's just there's a fool born every day. I don't think there's one of those Russian channels that isn't propaganda at this point. And I think our yardstick really is. If they say that they're using a VPN, how you doing that? Right? That 1:14:20, where they say that their location is? The United States. They're clearly in Moscow, and that's where they're saying that they're at. But on YouTube it says United States. Now I don't know if that's something that YouTube won't block them because and I didn't check the other ones. If everybody's changed to the United States, like that's like some kind of thing. But I don't think like YouTube said that they can't make money. Right. That's what they said about the Russian channels. They can't make money, but they don't really care anyway because it's about one thing and one thing only. It's about propaganda at this point. So, that's a huge part of it, trying to get the enemy's people on your side, and like I said, there's a fool born every day. There is. It's just like, how gullible are people? Like they look up something on the internet, dog training. They think that that's how it is. Look at the TV, look at Caesar Milan. They think that that's a good approach. That's an edited TV show. Are you kidding me? And you're sucked in because it's exciting because the dog might bite the guy. That should never be happening. As anybody that's working with a dog that's aggressive, you don't want it trying to do that. You don't want to get bit because you'll be stalling out the dog. But people watch this stuff and it's like they think that that's how it is. Look at it. Look at how quick he got the dog calmed down. Yeah, by leash flexing. Dog trainers, we do that. But we also condition and commands. We teach the dog to sit, do down, whoa. That's what it's about. It's not just calming the dog down real quick. Any dog trainer that isn't a food trainer can do that. That's a fact. So But to the everyday person, oh, look at that. He got that dog really calm. I bet I could do that with my dog, or he could do that with my dog. It's leash flexing. It's nothing. It's nothing. So I got to change your dog's behavior. It'll sort of snap back into that excited state all the time. That's what training's about. It's train the dog so that it functions, so that it's functioning with conditioned commands, not, you know, what? No. Not instinctually. Like instinctually, that's all bad stuff. Anyway, I gotta go. Me and Destiny are going to do something. Bye. I'll live stream later, probably with Ludsy. Ludsy's being awesome.